This is Chris McDaniels. Like, subscribe to Team W Wrestling on YouTube. Subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris McDaniels, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and both my TikToks. It'll be down there in the description box. And I'm here to talk about this week's episode of WWE Friday Night SmackDown, March 1st, 2024 reviews. So here we go, discussing about tonight's episode of Friday Night SmackDown. Now, we kick off the show with the first segment of the night, and this segment was so damn good. Let's go ahead and talk about it. So we kicked it off with the undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns, Jimmy Uso, Solo Sikoa, and Paul Heyman, the Bloodline. The Bloodline comes out there, and they are in I forgot whatever part they are in Arizona, like 10 miles away from Phoenix, Glasgow, I think. I forgot where it was. But yeah, they go in there, and Roman Reigns tells everybody to acknowledge him. Well, he was not getting the response that he liked, so then he looks at him again. He says, "Acknowledge me," and the fan, he was still not getting the response that he still liked. So he says he's going to do this one more time, and they don't do it right. That's the end of it. And then he tells everybody to acknowledge him again, and then he was not liking that shit again. So yeah, Roman Reigns was pretty upset about that. And then Roman Reigns tells Paul Heyman, "Hey, get the jet ready, get everything else ready. They got to see us. I'm tired of this crap because they don't want to acknowledge me. Let's get out of here." And Paul Heyman was like, "No, we can't leave out of here, Tribal Chief, because The Rock will be showing up in a few minutes." And he says that we got to sit back and see what he got to say next. And Paul Heyman says that it'll be after the commercial break. So yeah, they go on commercial break and all that stuff. Come back on. The Bloodline's still in the ring. And then The Rock comes out there. The Rock comes out there, and yeah, Rock started saying a few things, and that was just talking pure crap to the fans. He called them a bunch of meth heads and coke heads. He called them some cactus-loving crackheads. Just calling them every damn thing in the book. Talking about, shoving needles in their arms and all that stuff. And he was talking about how the ladies love him and all that. How they want a one night with The Rock. And then the ladies, you can hear the ladies in the crowd, cheering and stuff. And then he called them a bunch of crackhead Karens. Just funny stuff, So yeah, Rock was just calling them all drug addicts, which was pretty funny. And then during the whole time, I'm guessing that the crowd was chanting "Die Rocky Die" or something, because Fox kept on blacking out the screen a lot of times in this segment. And not only they was blacking out the screens, literally they were, even when you got to see what's going on, they was freaking, cutting the sound out with the fans chanting and stuff. So yeah, I would just say that was the most annoying part of the segment. It kind of it didn't make the segment feel terrible, but yeah, it was still good and all that stuff. It was just that part was just annoying as hell, But yeah, Rock was just talking about that, just talking a lot of crap to the fans and all that stuff. And talking about how tonight in Arizona they are sold out, and then next week they're sold out as well, and then the following week is going to be sold out and all that stuff. And he says that he's going to be on there for the next couple of weeks, which will be great. It'll be great to see The Rock consistently being on SmackDown, which will be great. And then he mentions about the part with Cody Rhodes, and he says that Cody Rhodes wants a one-on-one match with him, but he says that is not going to happen. But he says that there is one thing that they're going to do, and he says that they're going to have a tag team match on night one of WrestleMania. It'll be The Rock and Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins in a tag team match, but not just a tag team match. It'll be one of the biggest tag team matches, because he says that if Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins wins the match and beat The Rock and Roman Reigns, he says that on night two, when Cody faces Roman for the titles, that the Bloodline will not be at ringside at all. No Solo, no Jimmy, no Paul, and no Rock will be at ringside at all. It will just be one-on-one between Roman and Cody. So yeah, that's what he says. But he says when him and Roman wins the match, it'll be Bloodline rules. And what he says there is that he will probably go grab a seat and go sit on commentary with Pat McAfee and stuff while Paul Heyman's there, and Jimmy Uso can be special guest referee, and that Solo Sikoa can sing the national anthem. And he kept on making Solo laugh a lot of times in this. He says, yeah, Solo got a great voice. And then all of a sudden, the fans starts chanting Solo, and Solo was getting embarrassed and stuff, which was pretty funny. So yeah, just great moments right there. And yeah, that's what The Rock says. And then, when The Rock was pretty much about to go ahead and end the segment, and he says, if you smell, and when he was about to do his thing, all of a sudden he gets stopped by Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns grabbed his arm and looks at him, and both of them staring at each other for a good minute or so. And Roman grabs the mic and he says, there's only one thing I want you to do, Rock. Acknowledge me. And Rock just looked at him, took off the sunglasses, just staring at Roman, and then he looks at him, gets the mic, and he says, Roman Reigns, my family, I acknowledge you. And yeah, that's what happened there. And then The Rock says, if you smell, and then he passes the mic over to Roman Reigns, and then Roman Reigns says, what the Bloodline is cooking. So yeah, that's what happened there. Great segment, really loved it. And then after that, we see all members of the Bloodline throwing up the ones, and then you can see Rock throwing up the L, but then quickly turn into the one really quickly. So yeah, signaling, pretty much saying that he'll probably turn on Roman Reigns, but we'll see. Just great segment right there. But then after that, we see Austin Theory and Grayson Waller talking backstage and stuff, and then LA Knight comes up asking where's AJ Styles at. They say they haven't seen him, and he says he's going to give him a souvenir. He got the steel chair that AJ Styles beat him with the steel chair at Elimination Chamber. He walks away, and then while they was talking about what happened at Elimination Chamber with Randy Orton getting knocked out and stuff, they were showing the video or whatever to each other. Randy Orton was behind him, and he starts laughing and all that. He says, well, how about this? One of y'all get in the ring with me, and then I'll just snap y'all's heads or something like that. So yeah, that's what Randy Orton says, and Grayson Waller says that, yeah, Theory, you get in the ring with them. And Orton was like, great, I'll see you in the ring, Theory. So yeah, it looks like later on tonight it'll be Randy Orton versus Austin Theory one-on-one. So yeah, that's what's going to be happening there. But up next, we're going to be seeing Tiffany Stratton in action up next on SmackDown. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Till then. So the next thing that happened on Friday Night SmackDown, we get to the next match of the night. It was Tiffany Stratton versus Naomi one-on-one. So yeah, we get to this match, and this match, it was a pretty good, decent little match right here between these two women, going at it with each other, coming up near falls multiple times in this match. At one point, there was a cool moment where we actually see Naomi on the ring apron, and she jumps over the top rope with a face buster pretty much onto Tiffany Stratton. She pins her 1, 2, Stratton barely kicks out at 2, and then we see Tiffany Stratton get knocked on the ring apron pretty much, and then when Naomi was trying to grab onto Tiffany, like pulling her by her hair, the referee's pulling her back, and while the referee's pulling her back, not even paying attention, Tiffany Stratton pokes Naomi in the eyes, grabs Naomi by the hair, and runs her into the ring post face first into it, and then gets back into the ring, hitting the prettiest moonsault ever onto Naomi, pinning her for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Tiffany Stratton defeated Naomi tonight in a one-on-one match. That's what happened. Pretty good match. I'll give that match 2.5 stars. That's why I'll give it a good match to kick off SmackDown right there. But yeah, that was the first match of the night. But yeah, up next we'll be having a tag team match. It'll be Asuka and Kairi Sane, the Kabuki Warriors, versus Bayley and Dakota Kai. Up next in a tag team match. So yeah, we're going to be seeing what will happen on SmackDown up next, and still to come later on tonight on SmackDown. We will see Randy Orton versus Austin Theory one-on-one, and a lot more stuff. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until the next thing that happens on Friday Night SmackDown. See you guys later. Till then. So the next thing that happened on Friday Night SmackDown, we get to the next match of the night. It was a tag team match. It was Bayley and Dakota Kai versus the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Asuka and Kairi Sane, the Kabuki Warriors, with the WWE Women's Champion Io Sky, Damage Control. So yeah, we get to this tag team match, and Bayley's doing her thing. She was the one that was a person in the ring. Well, actually, before the tag team match happened, like, Damage Control was already in the ring, and then Bayley and Dakota Kai runs into the ring, and Asuka and Kairi Sane and all of them got out the ring, and then when Dakota Kai was getting on the ring apron, Bayley had her back turned looking at Dakota and stuff, she gets attacked from behind by Asuka and Kairi Sane, and then the ref finally started a match, got one of them out the ring. So yeah, we'll get to this match, and it was going back and forth and everything. Bayley tried to do everything that she could do to try to fight off Damage Control and all that stuff, and she finally got them both down and about to go tag in Dakota Kai. But then as soon as she jumps up to try to tag in Dakota Kai jumps off the ring apron. So yeah, turning her back on Bayley, and then Bayley started fighting back against the Kabuki Warriors inside the ring, slides out the ring, starts beating down Dakota Kai, and then the Kabuki Warriors gets out there beating down Bayley, and then they throw her back into the ring, and Bayley and the Kabuki Warriors and Dakota Kai is beating down Bayley. Referee done threw this match out, I guess, so it was a no contest. And then they held her down pretty much on her knees, and then that's when Io Sky runs up, hitting a double knees to the back of the head onto Bayley, laying her out, and they held her up on the knees and just beating her down. So yeah, and then Damage Control standing tall, and then yeah, they get the theme song playing, and with Damage Control's theme song playing with Io Sky singing on it apparently. So yeah, that's what's going on there. So yeah, new theme song for Damage Control. But yeah, that's what happened there. For the match and all that stuff, I'll give it 2.5 stars. We kind of figured that Dakota Kai was going to turn on Bayley, but yeah, now it's official. She did turn on her. But yeah, that's what happened there. But yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Friday Night SmackDown. See you guys later. Till then. So the next thing to happen on Friday Night SmackDown, we'll get to the next match of the night. But before we talk about that match, we got to talk about Damage Control. So yeah, we see Io Sky, Asuka, Kairi Sane, and Dakota Kai. Damage Control walking backstage, talking and all that stuff. But then Jade Cargill appears, and she's staring at Io Sky. Io Sky is looking at her up and down, and then Nick Aldis is like, "Hey, Jade, let's go talk somewhere." And then Io Sky was started saying something in Japanese. But yeah, that's what happened there. But yeah, then we get to the next match of the night. It was Braun Breaker versus Zion Quinn 1-on-1. And yeah, this match did not last, because as soon as the bell rung, Braun Breaker hits the spear onto Zion, and then he pins him for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Braun Breaker defeated Zion Quinn tonight. That's what happened there. For that match, I'll give it 1 star. That's why I'll give it, because Braun Breaker just being dominant there. But yeah, that's what happened there. Good stuff. And yeah, up next we're going to be seeing Carlito versus Santos Escobar in a street fight up next on SmackDown. And still to come later on tonight in the main event, it will be Austin Theory versus Randy Orton 1-on-1. So yeah, and I forgot to mention that LA Knight did walk by Damage Control, still looking for AJ Styles backstage. That's what happened there. But yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Friday Night SmackDown. See you guys later. Till then. So the next thing that happened on Friday Night SmackDown, we get to the next match of the night. It was a street fight. It was Carlito versus Santos Escobar in a street fight. The LWO stayed backstage, and Legado del Fantasma did as well. So yeah, we get to this match. This match was a pretty good match. It was going back and forth and everything. They're both beating the hell out of each other, bringing in a bunch of weapons. There was a table in the ring. They had kendo sticks, trash cans, chairs. The apple, like Santos got hit upside the head with a steel chair during this match. And then we see Carlito placing the trash can over Santos and starts beating him with the steel chair as well, which was pretty crazy and stuff. Santos tried to do everything they could do to try to beat down Carlito, but Carlito was just beating him down. But then eventually we did see Humberto and Angel come into the ring and start beating down Carlito, just laying him out and all that stuff. They push him to the ropes, and they pretty much hit like a double hip toss with Santos right there, and Santos catches him like into a triple power bomb onto Carlito. Santos pins him 1, 2, Carlito barely kicking out at 2, but then we see Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro coming down, helping Carlito try to fight off Angel and Humberto, but they quickly got taken out. And then when it looks like that Legado del Fantasma was about to put Carlito through the table, Rey Mysterio's theme song starts playing, and he returns. He comes out there, and he's using the crutches and stuff, and then Santos tells Humberto and Angel to go get him, Humberto Angel gets out the ring, and they're mocking Rey Mysterio on the way up the ramp. But then Rey Mysterio starts beating the hell out of them with the crutches and stuff, and laying them out outside of the ring. He gets into the ring, and Santos like, I'm going to hit you. And then Santos tries to hit Rey, but Rey ducks it, and then Santos turns around. He gets an apple spit in his face by Carlito, and then Carlito hits the backstabber onto Santos, which knocks him onto the second rope. Rey Mysterio then hits the 619 onto Santos, and then Carlito scoops him up with a spine buster through the table, and then he pins him for the 3 count. So yeah, Carlito defeated Santos Escobar in a street fight tonight on SmackDown. That's what happened. Great stuff. I'll give it all 3.5 stars. That's why I'll give it. It was a pretty good match, and it was great to see Rey Mysterio back. So yeah, it looks like we're going to be getting that Rey Mysterio versus Santos Escobar match at WrestleMania. So yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty good match, like I said. And then we see Randy Orton getting ready for his match later on tonight. So yeah, Randy Orton versus Austin Theory in the main event tonight. But yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Friday Night SmackDown. See you guys later. Till then. So the next thing that happened on Friday Night SmackDown was the main event. But before we talk about the main event, we got to talk about a segment that happened backstage. So yeah, we see Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, the New Catch Republic, talking to Nick Aldis backstage. And pretty much what they want is try to earn a shot at WrestleMania for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships, because he said they came so close by winning the tag team titles if it wasn't for Dominic Mysterio. So yeah, that's what they said. And Nick Aldis is like, well, let me talk to Adam Pearce about some things, and we'll probably come up with a solution. So yeah, that's what happened there. And then he hears LA Knight screaming and stuff. And LA Knight's just looking around for AJ Styles, and Nick Aldis tells LA Knight that AJ Styles is not even there because he gave him the night off because he knew this was going to happen. LA Knight was like, well, I'm going to get my hands on him eventually. So yeah, that's what happened there. And then we get to the main event. It was Randy Orton versus Austin Theory with Grayson Waller at ringside. Kevin Owens was on commentary for this match. And this match, it was a pretty good match between these two guys. Austin Theory was beating the hell out of Orton at the ending, hitting that forearm to the face onto Orton. And then we see Randy Orton up on the ring apron. Austin Theory grabs him by the head. It looks like he's trying to hit Randy Orton's DDT from the second rope. But Orton knocks Theory onto the ring apron, got back into the ring. And then Austin Theory was trying to hit that roll in, I guess, like roll in blockbuster onto Randy Orton, but when he rolled back into the ring, we see Randy Orton hit the RKO onto Austin Theory, and then he pins him for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Randy Orton defeated Austin Theory tonight in a 1-on-1 match. That's what happened. Pretty good match. But then after the match ended, Grayson Waller attacks Randy Orton from behind, beating him down and all that stuff. And then Kevin Owens comes into the ring trying to make the save. Austin Theory turns around Kevin Owens when he was beating down Grayson Waller in the corner, and Kevin Owens kicks him in the stomach and hits the stunner onto Austin Theory, which was pretty nice. And then he kicks Grayson Waller in the stomach and then tries to hit the stunner onto him, but Grayson Waller pushes him away. Waller there and turns around. He gets hit with the RKO by Randy Orton, and Randy Orton and Kevin Owens standing tall. But yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty good stuff for the match and what happened after the match. I'll give it all 3.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was pretty good stuff. For match of the night, I gotta say, it was that street fight, and it was great to see Rey Mysterio return and all that stuff. So yeah, for tonight's episode, Friday Night SmackDown, I'll give it 8.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was a good episode with the segment with the Bloodline, Rey Mysterio returning, and it was a pretty good main event and street fight as well. But yeah, like, subscribe to Team W Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris McDaniels, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and both of my TikToks. It'll all be down there in the description box, and I'll see you guys later for tomorrow night's AEW Collision reviews. See you guys later. Till then.